We're so done with new year, new you. This year, it's more you on Bumble. More of you shamelessly sending playlists, especially that one filled with show tunes. More of you finding Geminis because you know you always like them. More of you dating with intention because you know what you want. And you know what? We love that for you. Someone else will too. Be more you this year and find them on Bumble.
This episode is brought to you by Atlassian. Atlassian makes the team collaboration software that powers enterprise businesses around the world, including over 80% of the Fortune 500. With Atlassian's AI-powered software like Jira, Confluence, and Loom, you'll have more time to do the work that matters. In fact, Atlassian customers experience a 25% reduction in project duration per year. Unleash the potential of your team at Atlassian.com. Atlassian.
This is Optimal Work Daily. How Powerful Questions Can Enhance Your Leadership by Seth Sinclair with michaelmelberg.com. As a leader, you are expected to have answers. Whether it's a team member asking how to get a project back on track, a customer asking for more service, or a boss demanding better results, there is pressure to provide quick, definitive responses. The drive to find the right answer and to do so expeditiously may be well-intentioned, but comes with considerable risk. What if your response fails to address the issue you are trying to solve? Or more importantly, what if you are spending all of your time and energy finding an answer to the wrong question? Taking a step back from the problem and further assessing it through questioning can provide powerful insight. In addition to helping reframe a problem and sharpen focus, asking powerful questions can foster breakthrough thinking and yield many critical benefits, such as generating curiosity, surfacing underlying assumptions, inviting engagement and creativity, encouraging forward movement, and eliciting more questions. If asking questions is so important, why don't we invest more time and energy developing them? Well, one reason is that we are incentivized to come up with quick fixes. Taking a step back to further explore an issue from a strategic view is often perceived as a waste of time. Another reason is a desire to be decisive and to address a problem with clear black and white answers. Finally, some may feel that asking questions is a sign of weakness, an admission of a lack of knowledge or inability to tackle a challenge. The unfortunate consequence of each of these is that we end up attached to answers that are unoriginal, narrowly focused, and fail to foster breakthrough thinking. Constructing powerful questions. How can we become better at asking powerful questions? The first step is to look at how we construct a question and the words we select to frame it. Consider the following words and how they can impact a question. Questions that start with which, yes, or no will tend to generate closed, short responses. Questions starting with who, when, and where are still relatively narrow in focus and will typically elicit a specific response. Questions beginning with why, how, or what are more open-ended and have the potential to evoke more thinking. To further illustrate the impact of the words that are used to construct questions, review the following progression. Are we doing a good job? Where did we do our best work? How can we provide the highest quality of service? Which of these questions is most likely to generate discussion, reflection, and learning? While there will always be a place for simple yes-no questions, why, how, what questions have the best chance of provoking creativity and exploration? Scope and assumptions. There are two other important factors to consider when building a question: scope and assumptions. Scope defines the breadth of the question and the potential magnitude of answers. The goal as you develop a question is to pick a scope that appropriately fits your problem or opportunity. For example, the question, how can we improve our community, is one that we can begin to wrap our arms around. In contrast, how can we improve the world may be interesting to consider, but likely exceeds our ability to develop meaningful answers. Assumptions, whether expressly noted or implied, are built into almost every question. It is important to be aware of the assumptions we incorporate into our questions because they will have a significant impact on the types of responses. For example, questions like, what happened, or who dropped the ball, assume someone made a mistake. A question like this will usually elicit a defensive response. In comparison, asking, what can we learn from this, will foster an open and collaborative discussion about how to best move forward from the experience. Imagine this. Now that we've explored the importance of questions and how to construct them, let's put this all together in a scenario. Imagine that you are in charge of a series of technology projects for a large company. One of your project managers comes to you with a pressing issue. He or she says, "We're behind on a task and are going to miss the upcoming deadline. What should we do?" Consider the following 3 responses. Response 1. "I'll pull some resources from another team and get them working on this right away. If that doesn't work, I'll try to renegotiate the deadline." Response 2. "Who messed up? Is there any chance left to make it? When can we get back on track?" Response 3. "What is holding us back from meeting the deadline? What options have we not yet explored? How can we still be successful?" In response 1, the leader takes quick action but misses an opportunity to explore the true root of the problem. Will adding resources or changing the deadline truly solve the issue? In response 2, the leader asks questions but chooses ones that may result in defensive and limited responses. And in response 3, the leader demonstrates a willingness to step back and consider the broader implications of the challenge. What are the pros and cons of each of these responses? Which is most likely to have the greatest impact? Enhance your leadership with powerful questions. Here are a few concrete steps you can take to improve your leadership through the use of questions. 1. Lead by example. Show your employees, colleagues, and bosses that you are not afraid to ask questions to further explore challenges or opportunities as they arise. 2. Slow down, be curious. Resist the urge to fire off quick answers the next time you are directly presented with a question. Try to construct a few additional questions using the guidelines I just talked about and see what you learn. 3. Change your process. Look for opportunities to adjust the structure of your meetings and other collaborative processes to build in time for questions and reflection. And 4. Engage others. Bring in your team and use powerful questions to guide a discussion. Asking questions instead of providing answers will foster creativity and shift ownership to others. Finally, here are some examples of powerful questions. What is most fulfilling for you? What is possible? What would success look like? How can we be successful? What have we not yet explored? If there were no constraints, what would we do? And what might we think about this 5 years from now? You just listened to the post titled, "How Powerful Questions Can Enhance Your Leadership" by Seth Sinclair with michaelmelberg.com.
Would you wear the same shoes for every occasion? Or rock the same outfit 7 days a week? Of course not. Your style is better with options. Your investments could be too. SIBO Index options give you access to various contract sizes, global trading hours, and potential tax advantages. That's a good look for any portfolio. If you're ready to invest in style, head to betterwithoptions.com. There are risks associated with SIBO company products. Review the disclosures and disclaimers at sibo.com/US_disclaimers.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
And big thanks to Seth, a contributor on Michael Melberg's site. Seth Sinclair is a leadership coach, management consultant, trainer, and facilitator with a passion for helping his clients achieve their personal and professional goals. And as for Michael, he's a family man, entrepreneur, business professional, fitness nut, organization freak, productivity junkie, and the author of Home Early. That's a book that's about destroying distraction, becoming powerfully productive, and finishing work before dinner. You can get the first chapter of his book for free with a bunch of worksheets to go along with it right on his site, which is michaelmelberg.com, and Melberg is spelled MEHLBERG. So come check that out, show him some support, and I have his site linked in this episode's description. And that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for being here and for listening all the way through, and I'll be back with you tomorrow for the Tuesday show, where your optimal life awaits.